Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to another exclusive conversation with yours truly, Miss Jazzy. So I'm here tonight to be able to share some amazing details of, I'm sure this is going to be some new information for many of you that are connected, that stay plugged in. But I tell y'all that I'm the plug and I'm trying to keep you all in the know about what's happening right here in the upstate and surrounding areas. So, I mean, where are my ballers at? Where all of my ballers at? For those of you that are athletic or into the athletic sport division of basketball, I'm super excited to be able to have an exclusive conversation with not only the staff, the founder, the coaches, of what's happening with the Palmetto State Bulldogs. So, shout out once again to the Palmetto State Bulldogs because, again, they are making their footprint right here in South Carolina. And I'm excited about their upcoming future schedule and all the programs that are going to be kind of discussed tonight. So I'm just like, I'm looking forward to having this exclusive conversation because on Friday, this coming Friday, April the 25th, partnering along with the Phyllis Wheatley Community Center, they're going to have their official meet and greet that all of you are invited to come and be a part of. It's absolutely free. Shout out to the sponsors that are really pouring into the vision and mission behind what they're doing and having partnered with Northwestern University online. Yeah, it's so much I can tell you, but I don't think I'm the one that can tell you all about it. So I want to take an opportunity to bring around my good friend who many of you know from being here in the upstate, but they call him Coach Q. Welcome to the exclusive conversation, Coach Q, being deemed as the head coach for this athletic program that's going down with the Palmetto State Bulldogs. How you doing, sir?
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you so much.
Listen,
Thank you
I
so
am
much,
so
Jazzy.
excited because you brought to my attention this past week and you told me about these Palmetto State Bulldogs and what you guys are doing with your athletic program, this official meet and greet that's going down. I mean, I want to definitely give you an opportunity to share with all that will watch this to help them to be in the know what they can anticipate what's happening, and I don't know what you want to tell them about these Palmetto State Bulldogs.
I could tell you that we have a bunch of great young men that's decided to take this journey with us. And I say it's a journey because this is our first year here in the upstate. And basically, what is Palmetto State Bulldogs? Everybody wants to know. Well, what we are is we're a privatized collegiate athletic program. Okay. We take a holistic approach to education. We take a holistic approach to the community. Um, we've partnered up again, like she said, with Phyllis Wheatley. We are in direct partnership with Northwest University. And with that being said, I like to bring up a gentleman that helped to make that partnership to really to make it come into fruition. He's been doing this now for quite a few years, but he decided to come to the upstate, and he and we met. And of course, a lot of people know me for being at Phyllis Wheatley years ago, volunteering, opening up the gym, having open runs, and being involved in the community as well with a lot of youth ministry. So I took upon myself to accept his challenge to bring a organization like this to the upstate. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you guys to Mr. I call him Dr. Donald Kincaid, but it's Mr. Donald, Coach Donald Kincaid.
All
Coach
right, well,
Kincaid.
Coach Donald, welcome to the exclusive conversation, and let me just honor you, sir, for your passion for what you're continuing to do to pour into young men and women, and it's because of your vision of what you have brought here to the upstate that so many young adults that maybe had lost hope or maybe felt overlooked are now having an opportunity to be a part of this program that you've envisioned, and you've got a massive support team of hands and feet out here in the community that's helping you to bring this to life. So real quick, Doc, I'm gonna call you Doc too, right? Let's
Okay.
just talk about how it all really kind of came about. Like, let's take it back so people really understand, to be able to fast forward to where we are here now with Palmetto State Bulldogs.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. This is a blessing, you know. Um, well, I guess I can go back to when I was a police officer back many, many moons ago. Um, and one of the biggest things that happened, I used to run into a lot of student athletes that were just awesome at what they did, whether it was football or basketball. They were destined to go somewhere. And then I end up running into them in a professional capacity, sitting in the back of my patrol car. Now I'm asking them all these different questions. Hey man, what happened? You were supposed to be doing this. You were supposed to go there. And I'm not just talking about a handful. I mean, I can literally say it may have been 15, 20, 25 kids over the course of my career that I actually witnessed them in the back of my patrol car. So me being the proactive person I am, I said I got to do something because this is a forgotten population. A lot of people don't realize how many student athletes out here get overlooked for whatever reason. I mean, and there's so many different reasons why they might have gotten overlooked but the biggest thing was I had to come up with some type of plan in order to ensure that these kids don't fall prey to the streets. And that's one of the biggest things that a lot of these kids told me was, Officer Kincaid, nobody showed me no love. Nobody gave me any offers or anything. And the streets embraced me. They all basically said the same thing. And I said, that's a shame. And somebody has to have something. So I'm one of those type that I'm going to step up and stand out and I'm going to do something about it. And that's what I did. And, we have more than one program, but the Palmetto State Bulldogs is what we call our flagship because we're actually going back to the drawing board and actually doing things as we see the right way, trying to get everything organized and the gentleman that we have on here tonight is actually assisting me in doing this. And I also want to make one other quick shout out to Coach Q. Coach Q is not just the head coach. Coach Q is my president of operations. So I do want to make that apparently clear. He's going to be stepping away from the head coach position soon and actually taking that leadership role in the operational side of things.
Okay.
And but I'm very, very excited about this Friday. The community meet and greet is where we're going to all assemble and everybody come with your questions. I need student athletes to come out. I need you to bring your transcripts. I want to meet everybody. I want the parents to come out with their questions. I want the community to come out because not only do we need the community support, we need to build our fan base as well. I want everybody to rally. I want it to be like I see some of these small towns where the whole town closes when a football game or a basketball game is going on. I want that type of support. And in order to do that, we got to get out there in the community. And that's something that Coach Q has been doing tremendously well recently. And I do applaud him for that. But that is kind of it in a nutshell on how I came up with the the idea of this. And, it's just been overwhelmingly, God has blessed us. He's with us.
Yeah.
He's ordained this organization, and I'm just enjoying the ride.
All right. Well, listen, we appreciate you being the vehicle for us all to be able to ride on your coattail to help push the vision. Thank you again for your service. I heard you mention, former law enforcement. So we definitely appreciate that. I see you, Tracy Blue, in the comments. So we appreciate you chiming in, sis. But one other thing you mentioned was Coach Q was going to be stepping out of that head coach role kind of as the president of operations. So, does that mean you looking for some coaches, coach? I mean, we might need to let the community know if you about that life. And I know we got some ballers right here in the upstate. I know them blue boys, right? And then even your youth as well, Q. But for whatever capacity that you play in athletics, we implore you to be a part of this meet and greet on Friday, because whether or not you can plug in the role, you probably know somebody, right? So calling all churches, calling all youth groups and agencies, however you serve our young adults in the marketplace, we want to make sure each and every one of us all continue to be in the know about what's happening with the Palmetto State Bulldogs. One question I did, though, have, guys, was how did y'all come up with the name?
Well, I've always been a big Bulldog fan, just of Bulldogs in general, not the team. So I just said, hey, man, let's just call ourselves the Bulldogs, and everybody said, hey, let's do that. So we went with it and came up with the logo design, and here we are.
Okay. So when we talk about, the fact that you are scouting not only for players, but for coaches, you're scouting for sponsors, those that can be ambassadors out here to put the horn on what's happening, to be a part of the Palmetto State Bulldogs. Q, talk about what is your immediate need? I mean, I know we're talking about a meet and greet. You're going to have the team is going to be there. The players will be in the building. I'm trying to get autographs. I know we got some exclusive coming up with some guys that have already gotten signed for other opportunities. So we are encouraging all of you. It's going down this Friday night at the Phyllis Wheatley Community Center. Y'all know what it is. If you're from the upstate, y'all know what a Phyllis Wheatley Center at. That's 335 Green Acre Road here in Greenville. Listen, showtime gonna kick off about 7 o'clock. If you want to get there early, come on through about 6:30. All of you that's coming by way of VIP, we got a special treat for y'all. So I'm looking forward to it. But speak to that piece about, what are the qualifications of those that you're looking for, especially as far as athletes that can be a part of this Northwest program?
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking for student athletes. And when we say student athletes, this is a collegiate program. So we are in partnership with Northwest University. And what that partnership looks like is a true partnership. Coach Kincaid can tell you a little bit more about what that entails. But immediately, what we're looking for, what organization doesn't need money to operate, right?
Yeah.
But more so, housing. Okay. We're trying to, even though our is online, even though our schooling is online, we still have, we want to create an environment for these guys, right? We want to create an environment to where they can go in and we can teach them, hey, this is how you.
Oh, I think we might have left.
You bills for yourself. We're trying to teach them how to become young men. There's a piece that we do where we volunteer in the community. Huge. That's important. The volunteer piece that we do. We're in partnerships and where we volunteer. One particular place that we take pride in the volunteering is called Heart of Compassion. Heart of Compassion. We go in and we volunteer at the warehouse. Just tell you a little about what they're doing. They get dry goods from different vendors, and they give them out to people in need. So some of these churches, They don't even realize that they have people right in their congregation, even though they have clothing pantries, but they have people right in their congregations that have an immediate need. So those are just some of the things that we do. But in doing all of that, we want to create an environment to where these guys can have somewhere to come. They can have a place to stay. We can make sure they doing their hygiene, all of those things that you think young men should already know. We want to ensure that, and we want to make sure that. So housing is huge. With housing, it opens up a lot more things that we can do. But our immediate need is housing. That's our immediate need.
Well, listen, calling all housing plugs, where y'all at out here in the community, wherever you at in the world, honey. Listen, your money long, y'all can definitely sow and give into the vision behind the Palmetto State Bulldogs. It is a JUCO team. I was like, okay, JUCO. But again, having the online presence with Northwest University, but still also offering the athletic side of what you all are doing. Now, I understand you're in the first year with the men's basketball, but I also heard as an exclusive of what is anticipated to come for 2026. Anybody want to drop that? Or I don't know. You want the people to know what we got going on, Coach Kincaid? Or maybe y'all need to come to the meet and greet and find out. I don't know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Coach, if it's up to you, if you want to drop the bag.
I mean, this is an
let them know
exclusive
what it is.
conversation. They're only hearing about it first right here with Miss Jazzy.
Right. Yeah, I would love to just go ahead and put it out that we are going to have a football team too, and we're looking for. We're interviewing head coaches right now.
Yep.
So if anybody out there that might be interested in the head football or basketball coach position, please talk to Coach Q. I am no longer in the Carolinas anymore, so I actually flying in this Thursday in order to be here for this event. Oh, wow. So, I really want everybody to come out. Everybody. I mean, I'm looking for politicians. I'm looking for the city council, county council, senators, House of Representative members, all of you guys. I really would love for you to just come out, because I think once you hear what we got going on, this is something that you would jump right on board with and assist us in because we are growing rapidly. We have programs in Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, and I'm about to put one in Maryland. So this thing is not just in Greenville, South Carolina. We are a much bigger piece than that, but we want to make sure that every state eventually will have access to what we got going on, because we're not just about sports. We are a sports ministry. We actually want to ensure that our young men and women, because we plan to create some a women's basketball team as well. But we just want to make sure that they are getting everything that they need. And one of those biggest points that I like to drive home is that I got to make sure that we get that associate's degree. They spend 2 years with us, get that associate's degree. We ensure that they have a decent GPA in order to, to show them if they want to move on to the next level, if they are talented enough to do so, we can help them do that. But when they leave us, they will walk away with some life skills.
Wow. I love it. Well, for those of you that are just chiming in, listen, yours truly, Miss Jazzy here. I am having an exclusive conversation with really the founder and the visionary behind this whole Palmetto State Bulldog, Doc, we call him. Coach Jonal Kincaid is representing tonight, along with the president of operations, along with now in the space of the head coach. They are also looking for head coaches with an S for the men and women's team, as well as football. But Coach Q is here. But we got someone else backstage that I know I would love to bring them around at this time. Coach Q, I'm going to allow you to introduce him, but, really talk a little bit more about Friday's layout with this whole meet and greet and what this whole partnership, not only with the Phyllis Wheatley Center, really looks like for people that are coming to be a part of Friday's event. So who we got coming to join us next, Coach Q?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Phyllis Wheatley, because we're going to lead in with that introduction to him. Mr. Simon. Simon Says, that's what I call him. Simon, he is the IT. He's one of the instructors for the IT program. Again, we have a partnership with Phyllis Wheatley, and he instructs the IT program. I'm going to let Simon tell you a little bit about the IT program. And then from there, Simon, you can tell him your role with the Palmetto State Bulldogs.
All right, thank you.
Well, welcome in. Simon Says, donate your money. Simon Says, make sure
goes a long way. Yeah, you definitely need you need finance, and you need good people. Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. So just to kind of get you all acclimated with the program over at Phyllis Wheatley, that's spearheaded with Mr. Rodney Brooks, and I'm an associate instructor there. And so what we're doing now is we're helping prepare some of the students in partnership with Phyllis Wheatley, giving them the opportunity to go through an A+ training. And A+ training is basically the introduction to hardware for PC support and things of that nature. One of the unique things about the program that Rodney Brooks and myself offer is that we have real world working experience. And so when we talk about how these different components work in their standard fashion, we can tell them how it works in the real world. And one of the great conversations we have was with one of the students who's actually pursuing nursing, and his basic understanding of the PC would allow him to be an additional asset, because he'll understand, hey, Wi-Fi signals, software, security, and things of that nature behind what drives like a lot of the operations in hospitals. So I think it's a great opportunity for young men to at least have that exposure, and having that exposure increases their knowledge and understanding and gives them a real strong skill set.
Absolutely. And, especially, I would be remiss if I didn't say it, especially coming from a young man that looks like me. You know what I'm saying? Being an IT guy, and the fact that you're able to pour back into these young men, because even today when we were talking through what Friday will look like, which is the official first meet and greet, you're getting to meet the players, you're getting to meet the staff, some of the sponsors, and you're talking along with one of the other teachers that's going to be there, because we're going to do this whole tour where they can kind of really see hands-on what's taking place in these classrooms. So for someone that's going to show up at this meet and greet on Friday, what does that classroom space kind of look like?
The classroom space is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. It's beautiful, and you have to come to see it. So it's high tech. It has all the bells and whistles that you would expect for an institution that's providing people with top-notch education. But you have to see it to believe it.
Now, this was also a grant, right, that was afforded this opportunity. So when you have this type of funding that's being poured in our community, we need to make sure we let them know them funds is going to good use.
Absolutely.
So we need more students. We need more athletes. We need more supporters. We need more sponsors. We need more churches to get involved. Whatever your youth agency, your youth department, whatever capacity you serve in these areas, we're asking that all of you will help us to continue to get the word out. And they're looking for donors. They're looking for sponsors, those that can not only donate their time, their talent, but their monies to help continue to fund the vision behind pouring into these soon-to-be young men and women with this athletic program that's partnering not only with Northwest University, but also, right here in the upstate with Phyllis Wheatley Community Center. And when I heard Doc say that not only here in Greenville, but in Maryland and all these other places, and before you know it, it's going to be in all 50 states, you better go ahead and speak that thing into existence, sir. But Simon, real quick, when we think about Friday, now I don't want to tell them the exclusive about how Miss Jazzy gonna come through, but if y'all know, yours truly will be serving as the hostess with the mostest. And y'all know I have too much fun, big energy. It's gonna be a ton of fun. Oh yeah. Y'all just need to be there. Y'all already know
You need
how
to
I
show
get.
up. Absolutely. Yes,
But
absolutely.
what can people expect though showing up on Friday for this whole meet and greet?
All right, for Friday on this meet and greet, we're going to have a phenomenal layout. It's going to be sports themed, so be prepared for the whole pregame, first quarter, second quarter, halftime, third and fourth quarter. A lot of interaction, a lot of real understanding of what we're looking for the program, some of the critical needs to help us get this thing launched, as well as getting exposure to some of the players that we've already been able to help. We have a couple of young men that Miss Jazz is going to get the opportunity to speak with and get their opportunity for them to explain where they're going next. And that's a big part of one of the reasons I joined the mission. And the story for me can be a little bit more personal. I'm gonna try to give you the short version. I went to a D1 school, made the walk-on team, but some things in my life caused me to come back to Greenville. And there wasn't another way back to athletics. The thing that kept me, that was my thing. And so this is an opportunity to be a part of something like that. All the people that helped me along the way, going as far back to, I might be telling my age, but there used to be a Southside Youth Association way back when, and all the fathers and so forth that contributed to my life. It's a chance for me to give back to the community. So I'm loving the vision, and I'm putting my energy where it is.
Yes, well, I commend you for, pouring your gifts and your talents back into right here in your community where you work, live, and play, right? As well as now
Yes.
being able to serve. So, for what you all are doing with the Palmetto State Bulldogs, listen, I'm excited to even be a part of it. When I think about, the conversation, I'm like, on your mark, set, go. I'm that risk
Yes.
taker, like, let's make it happen. But
Yes.
for those of you that are watching tonight, like, how can you unhear what you've heard tonight? I want to challenge all of you to make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. And even if you can't stay the entire time, just stop in to show your support. Let your face be known and find out what you can do to support this athletic division of the Palmetto State Bulldogs for their athletic program, partnering with Northwest University, which is an online university, but again, having that athletics attached to it. So I want to take an opportunity to bring back Coach Q. Coach Q, I'm bringing you back. Doc, I'm going to bring you back as well. And so I want to give each of you an opportunity because, there's somebody watching right now. I know there may be a mother or father watching. They got that son or daughter that may have strayed and maybe they got off track and you're trying to reel them back in to be able to encourage them to at least give Northwest, partnering with the Phyllis Wheatley Center, in collaboration with the Palmetto State Bulldogs. Why the Palmetto State Bulldogs? What would be your why? Doc, I'm going to start with you first because, again, without your vision, this really couldn't have been possible. So thank you for pushing and pressing through. But we salute you, sir, and we hold your arms up. We're going to be the hands and feet here in Greenville and surrounding areas. And I always tell people I'm the voice. So when it comes to getting the word out, I told him, I was like, y'all know I want to be out there calling the game. And he scores. Why Palmetto State Bulldogs, Doc?
Well, real simple, because we have a group of men that actually cares. You don't find that at a lot of spots. Even when and I'm not beating down the Division Ones and these big time universities and everything, but a lot of times they are looking for the most talented to come in, so they don't have to do a whole lot of coaching because they already Division One ball players. They already cream of the crop. All they have to do is be told what to do and go run the play. They got it. We deal on a more local level. We want to make sure that if you don't have the basic fundamentals, we will take you back to the drawing board and come back with the basic fundamentals. There are a lot of kids that are late bloomers. They may have. I know a particular kid that played for the Union County Vipers out of Monroe, North Carolina, which is another team we have. He he started playing football in his senior year of high school and never played before in his life. And who would have known that he was a little phenom? He started racking up numbers, but the thing about it was he didn't have a whole lot of game film and nobody ever heard of him. So he came to us. Of course, we embraced him and brought him in. And, you know, there was he was rough around the edges. There were a lot of things that he didn't learn because he only had 1 year of football, you know. So we took him back to the drawing board and you know, that young man ended up going to Johnson C. Smith University. So, you know, we are here to serve. We are here to ensure that they can get to the next level without any issues. You know, I mean, and we can't promise the world, but we can give them a good head start. You know, and also I'd like to just say one other thing. I'd like to encourage every church within the Greenville and surrounding areas, all church members, pastors, deacons, I need y'all to come out. I'm challenging every church that's in the sound of my voice right now. I'm asking you to come out and meet us because there's something that I really want to sit down and discuss with the churches. Okay. This ain't got nothing to do with individual churches. I want us to all come together collectively because one thing that I do need for our young men, and that's to make sure that we have spiritual mentors in each and every one of my kids' ears. They have to understand that without God, nothing is possible.
Amen.
You know, so I need you, clergymen. I need you to come out because I have a role for you to play. And those of you that say you in the community, I'm going to challenge you to put your money where your mouth is. Come on, churches.
Yeah, and the church said, Amen. Listen, Doc, I'm with you on that. Now, you said the pastors and the deacons. I'm going to say the missionaries and the usher board and the choir members and the Sunday school teachers and the parking attendants and the maintenance crew. Listen, any capacity that you serve, everybody knows somebody. And listen, pastor, clergyman, if you can't be there, my challenge would be this: send a representative on behalf of the ministry to make sure there is some representation there. Now, Coach Q, you on the coaching end of things, but again, like you said, rolling into that president of this whole cafe, the college athletics fundamentals for education, for the coaching side of things. I want you to speak to the quality of the coaching staff that you're looking for, because what I do realize that it is the coaches too that really makes a difference when these athletes are making a choice. Why the Palmetto State Bulldogs? So if you're speaking to coaches and potential coaches that may even look to be able to be a part of your program, talk to them, sir.
Absolutely. Qualifications, of course, being qualified, having coached before. But to me, coaching is a passion. If the coach doesn't come with a passion, and when I say a passion, a love for the game, of course, but you got to have a passion for kids. You got to have a passion, not just for kids, but young adults, because in that space, it's a little bit different. You can't baby them and treat them like kids, but at the same time, they're young adults. And in the process of treating them like young men in that age bracket, there's certain things that you're going to have to be patient with. So a coach has to be patient, right? It has to teach the X's and O's. We want them to learn the game the right way. And if you ain't coming in here teaching them about defense, I don't even want you to be a coach. Defense wins games, right? Offense sells tickets. So coaching from a coaching standpoint. But I also want to address that other question that you had, if you don't mind. Yeah. When you said, why Palmetto State? Why not Palmetto State? Why not? And the reason why I say that is because we all know that in 2020, 2019, 2020, the world as we know it completely changed. We had no idea of what was next. All we know is nobody could go to school, nobody could go to church. Y'all, we couldn't even go outside at all. So what it forced kids to do in that space is a lot of schools had to go to online, high schools, elementaries, middle schools, right? So what we're seeing right now is these guys that are in the age bracket now, these are the guys, the ones we're coaching now, are the ones that came up in the COVID era. So in the COVID era, what happened was the transfer portal became open. Mm. And when the transfer portal became open, these same kids that we're coaching now, they didn't get selected because they were coming straight out of high school. Right? So right. If I'm a coach, if I'm a college coach, and I know myself from the only way that I can keep food on my table for me and my family is I have to win games. Now I have a choice to make. I can get this kid straight out of high school, right? Even in the COVID era, unless he's LeBron James or Kevin Garnett. Let's stick with people we're familiar with right here from home. Unless he's a Kevin Garnett, why pick him? When I can go into the transfer portal, get a guy that has already been on a meal plan. He's been hitting the weights. He's familiar with the speed and the pace of a college game. Yeah. I'm going to select him before I select these guys that we're coaching and that we're trying to get now. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get these guys some film and some tape so that if their talent permits, they can get that look. They can transfer out and go to the next level or go to another school. And some of the schools that we play, for an example, we played South Carolina State, their club team. The head coach for South Carolina State was there. We played Gordon State. Gordon State came and talked to me after the game about a couple of my players. Georgia Highlands talked to me about a couple of players. Belmont Abbey. You know, these are just some of the universities that we played. So my question is, why not? Why not? Why not give these kids a chance? Some kids have different situations. I had a couple of players on my team that were fathers, young fathers. Why not Palmetto State?
Why not? All right. And why not come to the meet and greet on Friday, right? Why not? So I'm encouraging all of you that are watching tonight to definitely be a part of the movement, I would say, for what's happening with Palmetto State Bulldogs. The official meet and greet is going down this Friday, April the 25th from 7 until, I don't know, you know what it is. But y'all, if you're going to be on time, you're going to be late. So you don't want to miss anything. It's a whole outline of events. They're going to have door prizes. They got a DJ. Y'all know where I'm going to be. I'm going to be on the floor. But it's going to be a ton of fun. I'm super excited to be a part of what's happening and being in the know. So now that you all are finding out and you're in the know, I am encouraging you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell your sister them and your cousin them, your co-workers, your church folk, your frenemies and your enemies, right? Because it is going down Phyllis Wheatley Community Center, April 25th, 7 p.m., 335 Green Acre Road in Greenville. So again, Simon, for people that are watching tonight, I know this is the official. I always tell people there'll never be another first, right? But the fact that this Friday night is the very first meet and greet, it's the staff, it's the coaches, it's your sponsors. We got the players going to be in the building. The DJ's going to be there. We're trying to see about this cheer team coming through. And I was just thinking about they're going to need some cheerleaders eventually, ladies. So where my cheer ladies at? But why do they need to be a part of this entire meet and greet that's going to happen on Friday?
You need to be a part of this meet and greet because you want to get into the mission early. You want to be able to find your place, and we're looking for people like you, someone that has been sitting, waiting back for an opportunity or a calling. This is your call. come on, come meet the team, meet the staff, meet Miss Jazzy, and then find out where you fit and come help us push this vision forward. And I look forward to meeting everyone that comes through.
Well, listen, I'm super excited. I'm going to take an opportunity to bring everyone back. So for those of you that are just chiming in on this exclusive interview, yours truly, Miss Jazzy, have had an opportunity not only talk to the founder and visionary behind the whole Palmetto State Bulldogs and this whole cafe, which is the Collegiate Athletic Foundation for Education, right? The head coach transitioning to the president of operations, our IT support, and just the hands and feet of what it looks like for men and women coming together to make a difference, to impact the lives of our athletes that are out here in these streets. So I'm calling all youth, calling all churches, calling all agencies, calling all private donors, calling all those of you that have a voice and an ear to hear what thus said the Palmetto State Bulldogs, right? Well, it's going down this Friday at the Phyllis Wheatley Community Center right here in the upstate of South Carolina. It will be 7:00 p.m. So whether you got to bus them in, whether you got to carpool them in, I know some of you right there in the neighborhood where Phyllis Wheatley is, walk on over to be a part of this vision and mission of what we are continuing to do to spread these athletes globally. So Coach Kincaid, Doc, what would be your final words of encouragement again for someone that they had never heard about the Palmetto State Bulldogs before now? What would be your lasting impression that they need to get plugged in and catch hold to what you're doing to spread this globally?
Well, I actually have this saying that I love using every time I talk to somebody. We believe in second chances.
Mm.
So being that we believe in second chances, that means, because I have some young men that have been into some legal trouble as well. And we have assisted them. And they have came through and they got their degree. And now they're what we call our alumni. And, I have other folks that can tell their story.
Mm.
So I think we believe in second chances is one of the things that I would love to get out, and to also I got to do a special shout out. I said I wasn't going to do this, but I got to do this special shout out. I am also challenging all my Masonic brothers out there. I need y'all to show up.
Y'all got that loan money, the masonry.
I need y'all to show up, brothers. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then we can have some conversations, personal conversation when you get there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I mean, I had to throw that in there though, but y'all know who y'all live. Y'all know what it looked like. So whether you're masonry, whether you AKAs and deltas and all them other sororities in the community, however you are serving that, you have the impact and influence to bring the masses of the people to help jumpstart this movement with this Palmetto State Bulldogs. Again, the official meet and greet. It is going down this Friday at the Phyllis Wheatley Community Center. So thank you, Doc, so much. Safe travels as you make your way back to the upstate. Coach Q.
Yes.
It is up to you to help all of the people to understand, because I know you and Simon, both of you have been working tirelessly, trying to make sure that this thing is pulled off with a spirit of excellence. Shout out to all the volunteers, those that have already agreed to be a part of Friday's event. So Absolutely. We're going to definitely welcome all of you with open arms and smiling faces. Oh, shout out to Jashun's Catering. Oh, we forgot to give Jashun's Catering a plug, because they're located right inside the Phyllis Wheatley Community Center. And the VIPers, they're going to have some food up in there. So, I mean, why again? What would be your final words of encouragement, Q, especially for the parents that may have those young athletes that maybe they gave up on the dream, but this really could be an opportunity for them to tap back into their skill set of the sport of basketball and football to come?
My motto is, it's bigger than basketball. It's bigger than football. It's bigger than it's bigger than sports. That's my motto. That's the reason why you should consider Palmetto State Bulldogs. It's because we're bigger than sports.
Bigger than sports. Now
We're
listen,
bigger than sports.
Dr. said we believe in second chances, right? And Coach Cuna came and said it's bigger than sports, it's bigger than basketball, it's bigger than football. But when I think about the fact that you really are going to add on a football team and a basketball women's team, I mean, listen, y'all, if y'all don't know how big this thing is about to explode and you get to be a part of it and hear about it firsthand, bring your transcripts, bring your questions, bring the entire family. Come meet those that are going to be responsible for helping to assist to help your child or your niece or your nephew or your cousin or your friend to that next level. So thank you, Coach Q. All right, Simon. Simon says, what does Simon says as far as what this opportunity with the Palmetto State Bulldogs right here in the upstate of South Carolina will eventually spread to all 50 states. And we're finding out right here on the front end of this movement of what's happening. I know there's some people watching right now and they're thinking, I got to stroke a check or something. I want to be a part of this. I believe this is good ground. I want to be able to sow a seed. So what would be your final words of encouragement too for those that are watching and would say, this might be something I need to get plugged in with?
Get plugged in. This is going to be a community vision. That's one thing I really love about this whole concept. The faith, the education, the second chances, it being bigger than just athletics. This is going to be huge. It's going to be phenomenal. And it's going to be something well worth your energy. And who knows, maybe your family member can get to do our program and be a part of the story. So we're looking to make sure everybody's part of the story. So come and join the story, make your march.
Absolutely. Well, I'm excited to work alongside of you guys because, again, yours truly, Miss Jazzy. I'm definitely going to be in the building. Y'all know I got big energy, and I promise you, we're going to have a good time. It's going to be a ton of fun. I used to play ball back in the day, and I was a defensive player. So, I'm liable to pick up the ball and challenge somebody on some hoops come Friday night, the official meet and greet. It's going down. I just want to take an opportunity once again to thank you guys for allowing me to serve and allow my gift to make room for me. And that's being the voice for the people. So again, Coach Kincaid, I honor you, sir. Thank you for pushing through. Coach Q, thank you for taking up the mantle to walk and run with it. Simon, thank you for just having the ear to have a vision, to be able to have that spirit of excellence to things be executed. I seen you today typing up what the outline gonna look like. And I promise you, if y'all be in the building for this official meet and greet on Friday, that's going down at the Phyllis Wheatley Community Center, again, it is going to be one of those memorable moments that you'll look back 10 and 20 and 30 and 50 years from now and say, you know what? I was there. I helped to be a part of launching this vision. So shout out to them Bulldogs. Listen, Palmetto State Bulldogs, shout out to you guys. I cannot wait to meet all of you that will be in the building on Friday. But until next time, this has been an exclusive interview with not only the founder, the visionary, the coach, the staff. Shout out to the sponsors and everybody. So y'all know what it is. It's going down Friday, the official meet and greet. There's a DJ. They're going to have VIP. They got food. They got games. All I'm going to just say is y'all just be there. Meet us at the Phyllis Wheatley Community Center on Friday, April the 25th at 7 p.m. I would say get there a few minutes early. It's going to be one of those type of events, nonstop. You don't want to miss what they've laid out for the community. Thank you, fellas. We appreciate all of you for chiming in tonight. It has been an amazing exclusive interview that you've hopefully found out something about the Palmetto State Bulldogs, whether you're an athlete, whether you're a coach, whether you're a parent, whether you're a pastor, whether you're a mason. We call them all out. I expect all of you on this Friday to be in the building. Let's go.